We're up to week 6, and it's the second week where our theme is spaciousness. I just wanted to mention a couple of things before we start. One is a little bit of really easy homework, which is if you have Netflix, you need Netflix to start with. If you haven't already seen a 1-hour documentary called The Game Changers, I recommend you have a look at that. So it's kind of nothing to do with this program, but complementary to it, and it's about how lifestyle change, and the main focus of Game Changers is on diet. It's just the science behind switching, either having more meals that are plant-based or going, the whole hog and being fully plant-based, which is too much of a challenge for lots of people. But there's just some really interesting science behind it. And the focus of the program is quite interesting because it's based on the experiences of elite athletes and athletic performance. So it's all focused around, American football and tennis and Formula One and all that kind of thing. Anyway, it's really well put together. People like James Cameron are involved in producing it, and lots of other famous filmmakers. So it's got super high quality production values. So Game Changers, and it's got some of this program that you're doing has got some of the ideas of lifestyle medicine that come from Dr. Dean Ornish, who was the first doctor in America about 20 years ago to create the concept of lifestyle medicine and the way in which the food that we eat and other lifestyle factors, mainly exercise and the quality of relationships and social connection, how that dramatically affects health and well-being. So he's in it a few times, and I've got all his books, so that's another reason that I really like the film. So if you get a chance, have a look at Game Changers. Everybody in the family, beyond small child age will enjoy it. It's got lots of actually it's got some gory cage fighters in it, so maybe not young children. Okay, so there was that, and the other thing that I wanted to mention was that as we continue with our home practice, hoping you'll find it that is going well. Don't forget to use the website as well as the patient manuals, and just do whatever you can. So we'll move on to this week's class, and the theme of spaciousness. And last week was a kind of spaciousness in general, and this week we're focusing on the shoulders. And the reason for that is that the shoulders are incredibly mobile structure, as we've discovered through our weeks of practice. But it's also a place that if we're holding tension in the body, it's the most obvious place where we hold it. And even if you just do a little bit of shoulder rolling before we start, you can get a pretty good idea of how much tension is in the whole of your body just from focusing on the shoulders. And then the shoulders tell us a couple of other things as well, which is if they're tense, they tend to move forwards and then come up. And this is associated with an attitude of life and a mental sensation of anxiety or stress, or even if you feel vulnerable, with what's going on or your health, or just going through a sticky patch in life or work, you'll feel them creeping up and creeping forwards. It's like an evolutionary protection mechanism, which goes right back to, if you look at a puppy, when an adult dog approaches it, it curls up and makes the front of its body small. It's a protection mechanism. So when that happens in our structure, walking around, it leads to bad posture. It leads to a closing down of the breathing mechanism. It sets off a chain of events. And we now realize that from neuroscience that this hunched tight shoulder, forward shoulder posture also affects brain chemistry in negative ways. So today's sort of watchword in all the postures is going to be, can we draw the shoulders back and drop them away from the ears? and keep them down and soft. And every time we do a practice, I'll draw your attention to the shoulders. So we'll begin now, and I'm going to just invite you to either close the eyes or have the eyes downcast, and begin to tune into your body a little bit more, noticing exactly how you're feeling this morning, your energy levels, what you need to look after in your own body, what it is that you are trying to make better in yourself through your yoga practice. And then resolving to look after yourself during your practice, and to know that you're here to promote and support your own health, and just to do the practices that are going to be helpful with that, and to not worry about doing things that might be unhelpful. And then change your focus to your breath, breathing in and out through the nose unless the nose is blocked. And you remember that over the few weeks leading up to last week, we worked up towards inhale, long exhale, and a slight pause at the end of that long exhale. So maybe just catch the essence of that. Perhaps you've been practicing that at home. And you'll remember that this breath is also the ocean breath, where we've been trying to create just a soft sighing sound in the throat each time we breathe in and breathe out, in order to give ourselves a little extra measure of control over the flow of the breath, and also to create a little bit of internal sound that helps to anchor the mind in the breath and stop it wandering off. So I'm just going to do a mini revision of that. So as you breathe in, I'd like to breathe in through the mouth, making a sighing sound, and halfway through the inhale, close the mouth. Hear the sound inside, and then exhale through the mouth, sighing. And halfway through the exhale, just closing the mouth and feeling that sigh sound move inside and go to the back of the throat. So let's do 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just a couple more breaths where we see if we are able to breathe in and out through the nose, still creating that soft sighing sound, inviting the exhale sigh to be a little bit longer and to die away to a momentary pause. Inhale, exhale, pause. Well done. As I've said in previous weeks, that practice does take a little bit of getting used to. If it's not happening for you, don't worry, just do your normal breath during the class. Think about perhaps revisiting the breathing video on the Yoga and Healthcare Alliance website, or just practicing a little bit at home until that becomes more natural for you. So we'll begin with the palms together, and then breathing in, long inhale, opening the hands, and exhale, pause, ocean breath, palms together. 2 more times. Inhale. Remember, the focus is on the shoulders, so each practice we do have a particular noticing of the sensations in the shoulders. I'm trying to feel that the shoulders are moving back as the arms separate, shoulder blades together at the back, shoulders staying down. Release the hands forward, palms up, and inhale, floating the arms up, trying to keep the shoulders from rising up. Turn at the top of the inhale and long ocean breath, exhale, back down. Pause, turn the palms. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Notice what you feel in the shoulders as you do this. As the breath takes over the movement and we don't strain, we keep the arms soft as we move them, this movement does become a shoulder releaser. And then give the arms a little shake. Let the arms hang beside the body, and then breathing in, taking the shoulders forwards and up. And long exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Forwards and up. Inhale, back and down. And once more. At the end of that third one, give the arms another little shake. And then we're going to take the right arm up into the air. So it could be here or all the way up, wherever's comfortable for you. And inhale, just think about lengthening the right side of your body. And then exhale, maybe holding the chair with the other hand, just gently leaning over to the left to stretch the right side of your body. Take a breath here. And exhale a little deeper into that side stretch. Notice what you're feeling in that right shoulder. And then breathing in, coming up, turning the palm, and long exhale, ocean breath, release the hand down. Take the left palm out and inhale, come up to the stretch position, lengthen up. And exhaling, leaning over to the right, stretching the left side of the body now. Inhaling into this left chest in particular, noticing the sensations in the left shoulder. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming up, turn the palm and exhale, lower the hands down. Give the arms a little shake, give the shoulders another mini shrug. Take the palms out, bend the elbows. And breathing in, elbows coming forwards and up. And breathing out, taking the elbows back and down. We're going to do just a few more of these shoulder circles than we normally do because of our focus this week on the shoulders. And really take this opportunity to receive all the sensations that you're getting in the shoulders, whether that is freedom or tightness, whether there's discomfort or ease. And try not to judge it, just be aware of what you feel. If there is discomfort, maybe there's a way you can just soften the sensations in the shoulders, relax them a little bit, give the muscles and tissue around the joint just a little bit more softness to accept this movement. And then next time you exhale, release the arms down, give the hands a little shake. And then we're going to tilt the head forward, so the chin is coming towards the top of the chest, the back of the neck is now stretched, and we're just resting the right hand on the back of the head there without tugging on the head. So you're feeling now a nice sense of lengthening in the back of the neck. This will help with our shoulder release. And then only if that feels okay for you and you've got no neck problems, then just use the hand to turn the head so you're looking towards the outside of the left thigh. So you've just added a little bit of twist to stretch a little bit more into the outside of the neck. Breathing in, turn the head back and lift the head up, and breathing out, release the right hand down, and then exhaling, take the head forward again. And now resting the left hand on the back of the head. Inhale, exhale. Notice the stretch in the back of the neck. And if it was safe for you to turn the head on the other side, then turn the head now and look towards the outside of the right thigh. On an inhale, turn the head in, lift the head up, exhale, release that arm and just give the head and the neck and the shoulders a little micro movement there to feel that this area has a little bit more space than perhaps we had earlier on. We're going to bring the palms together now and come into our first twist. And this week what we're going to do is we're going to turn the shoulders, but we're not going to turn the head. In fact, the head's going to go the opposite way. So inhale from the center, breathing up through the midline of the spine. And then as you exhale, turning the shoulders to your right, but turning your head to your left. So the head will pretty much remain looking into the center of the room, maybe a little bit left of where you started. Breathing in here, keeping the spine nice and tall. Breathing out, just softening a little bit into the twist. And noticing how the shoulders are coping with this. The shoulder at the back of the body, maybe having to do some slightly interesting movements to find a hand position that is comfortable for you. And then on your next inhale, bring the shoulders and the head to center, palms in front of the heart. And then exhale, turn the shoulders to the other side, around to the left, turning the head to the right. And take some breaths here. Inhale, lengthening up through the spine. Exhale, releasing into the twist and also releasing into the shoulders. And then breathing in, coming back to center, and then exhale, place the hands on the thighs and take an easy forward bend over the thighs, and just pause there for a moment to release from the twist, but also to feel a little bit of space coming into the lower back. And then breathing in, pushing into the hands coming up, release the hands. They can either hold the side of the chair, the back of the chair, or you could even interlace the fingers behind the back as we come into our first back bend. And we're using the arm position, wherever you're holding, to try to draw the shoulders back and down, to feel as if the shoulder blades are sliding down the back. And if there's a lot of tension in your shoulders, this movement may be resisted. So don't overdo it with the arms. If they just need to hang, that's absolutely fine. And then focus on lifting the center of the chest and doing very, very little with the neck. We just stretched out the back of the neck, so we don't want to lift the chin and re-squash it. That's great. And then breathing in, sitting upright, place the hands back on the thighs and exhale, folding forwards. And again, just take a couple of breaths here. This is a simple movement, but highly effective at stretching out the spine. And then breathing in, coming up to sitting. So now's the point where you can move down onto a yoga mat if you want to, or you can remain in the chair. It'd actually be really helpful for me to know if anybody is going to stay in a chair, because if nobody's staying in the chair, then I'll save some time and not give instructions for people in the chair. So if you're going to stay in the chair, could you just unmute and say, yes, I am? And if nobody does that, I'm going to just give instructions for down on the mat. Okay. Don't forget, at any time, you can come back up into your chair if you need to do that. And you'll just unmute and say, can I have the chair version, please? And I'll just flip back into giving instructions. So we'll come down. If you've got a blanket, do support the back of the head or a pillow. Remembering to keep the forehead level with or slightly higher than the chin. You don't want the chin jutting up. The arms beside the body. And just take a moment to find your sense of place in this new position. So we always start with the knees bent, the feet flat on the floor to flatten the lower back and just experience that connection of the whole of the back of the body to the floor. Steady your breath in this position, reconnecting with ocean breathing. Inhale, long exhale, pause. And then keep the elbows on the mat, but place the palms on your tummy. breathing in, full breath, long ocean breath, but this time at the end of the exhale, you're going to draw in these tummy muscles and feel as if you're pressing the lower back down towards the mat. And if you've recently had breakfast, you won't want to do that too strongly. That's absolutely fine. Just feel a very gentle sense of connection to this area. Don't over tighten it and give yourself indigestion. And then on the next inhale, we're going to return the palms to the belly as we breathe out. But as we breathe in, we're going to take the arms overhead, keeping the wrists, the fingers, the elbows and the shoulders soft. And exhale, bringing the hands back and finishing that long exhale with that little bit of engagement and the pause. I'm going to do 2 more of those. So there's going to be a sweet spot where your arms come to, which for some of you with a lot of shoulder mobility might be all the way to touching the floor behind you. But even if you're just going to arms well off the mat, that is absolutely fine. And then next time the hands come back to the belly, you're going to bring in the right knee and just hold onto the right shin or the right thigh and do a little bit of circling into that right ankle. So we'll rotate the toes, and what you'll feel is that this isn't a particularly natural movement because the ankle is a hinge joint, not a ball and socket. This feels very natural when we do it with the hips in a minute. And circle around in the other direction. But because of that, it actually helps us to move all the bones of the feet, the tarsals and metatarsals, and then pointing the toes, pulling the toes back. And then on the next exhale, you're going to be drawing this right leg in. And if you want a slightly stronger version of this practice, you slide the left leg straight and then exhale, draw the right thigh in. When you breathe in, let the arms straighten, and exhale, draw the right thigh in. And once more, inhale and exhale, draw the thigh in. And then bring the left leg in, take the right foot flat on the floor, just supporting that left leg and doing the same work on the left ankle, circling in 2 directions. So I was talking about the ankle being a hinge joint, not a ball and socket, and that helping us to move all the joints of the foot. And that's why your foot is probably clicking as much as mine is. And then point the toes away, pull the toes back, point the toes, pull them away, and then get ready on the next exhale to draw this left leg in. And you can either keep the right knee bent or you can slide that right leg straight for a slightly stronger stretch into the hips. Inhale, release the arms to straight, release the thigh away. Exhale, draw it in. And we'll do that once more. Inhale and exhale. And then breathing in, release that left leg down, slide the leg straight, and inhaling, take both arms overhead and have a long stretch now. Stretching the whole of the body, spreading the toes, spreading the bones of the feet, spreading the fingers and the bones of the hands, and just finding a place where you're working actively into this stretch as you breathe, and particularly paying attention to the shoulders. Maybe see if you can just shrug the shoulders up and down. Maybe flatten them against the floor behind you. So be even more aware of the movement and the stretch taking place in the shoulders. And then on the next inhale, we're just going to take the arms up to vertical, and then we're going to exhale, release the hands down, and just for 2 breaths, completely relax the arms and relax the legs. So swapping our very active stretch for the relaxation, and hopefully just tuning our body into that habit of being able to generate stress and tension when we need to use muscles, but also the ability to release that tension once they're no longer needed. And then we're coming into our supine twist now. We're going to do this as a held twist this week. So we're going to bring the feet together and the thighs together with the knees bent, and just extend the arms away from the shoulders with the palms facing upwards. Remember, the arm can be straight or bent. What we don't want is the elbow higher than the shoulder. We want to keep the shoulders down, shrug them down. If you've got any lower back issues, do this twist with the feet hip width apart. Otherwise, keep the legs glued together, and then breathing out, take the knees over to the right and roll the head to look left. We're going to hold this for a number of breaths, and just notice particularly the sensation in the left shoulder. So as you've gone into that twist, the left shoulder is anchoring the movement for you. So if the left shoulder has lifted off the mat, see what you can do just to soften it back down to the floor. So we'll do one more breath on this side. And then on your next inhale, bringing the knees back up to center. And then taking the knees to the other side, to the left, rolling the head to the right, finding the same twist that works for you on the other side. And again, just holding and breathing, softening a little bit deeper into the twist as you exhale. And this time it's the right shoulder that we're noticing. Has that lifted off the mat, or is that managing to stay down and remain soft and released? Lovely. And then breathing in, bring the knees and the head back up to center, and draw both knees in over the chest. Take a little rock from side to side. And then stop the rocking, have the hands on top of the kneecaps, keep the knees together and circle both knees in a clockwise direction. So the knees aren't separating at this point. And there's a slightly more challenging version of this practice where you do this leg movement, but you rest the hands on the floor. And that's going to mean you're using a little bit more of your abdominal strength to control the legs. 2 circles around in the other direction. And then come back to center, take the knees wide apart and circle into the hip joints. Taking the knees as wide as you can, breathing in for half a circle, and long exhale and pause as you breathe out. So we're focused on the hips, not really the shoulders here, but still keeping a little watch on what's happening in the shoulders and changing the directions of your circles now. And just maybe acknowledging that the hip joint and the shoulder joint have a lot of similarities. Hip joint just being a lot more stable for posture and support, and the shoulder joint being much more movable for range of movement. And then next time the knees come together, take the feet back down onto the mat, have the arms beside the body, and then on your next inhale, you're going to take the left arm overhead and at the same time bring the right knee in over the chest, and still inhaling, stretch the right leg up, and then exhaling, bend the right knee and bring the left arm back down. And now the right arm will go overhead, the left knee will come in and stretch up to the ceiling. So we are cross-crawling, coordinated movement on opposite sides of the body. Helps greatly with coordination and horizontal integration of the brain. And then we're just going to do a couple of these. So next time you do the right arm and the left leg, make that the last one. And then if you've got your yoga belt handy, we're going to continue with the stretching of the back of the legs, the hamstrings with the belt. So we'll take the belt around the right foot, we'll bend the right knee, have the sole of the foot pointing up to the ceiling, and then exhaling, allowing the leg to straighten and supporting the leg with the belt. As you inhale, bending the knee quite a lot if your hamstrings are very tight, or just a little if the stretch is easy for you. So we just want to take that muscle into a place of comfort on the inhale, and then invite it to stretch on the exhale. And once more, and this time as you exhale, you're going to hold the stretch in the right leg. Now we can focus a little bit more back on the shoulders as we hold the leg in position. So your shoulders may rise up a little bit when you're doing this work. So now you can, if that's happened, just slide them down, draw the shoulder blades back onto the mat, give yourself a little bit more belt if you need to, so that you're doing both a shoulder release and a leg stretch as you do this. And that's another hallmark really of intelligent yoga practice, is that when you're working on one part of the body, you're not actually undoing the good work you've done elsewhere. On the next inhale, we're going to breathe in, bend the right knee, let the left foot come up and take over the belt, take the right foot down to semi-supine, and then working the same way. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, long ocean breath. Exhale and pause. On the next long exhale, coming into holding that stretch, still breathing steadily, checking in with the shoulders, releasing them, flattening them down onto the mat. And at the end of the next exhale, bend that left leg, remove the belt, draw both knees in over the chest, take a little rock from side to side, and then take the feet back down, and we'll just slide out anything that is under the back of the head for this next one, which is our last practice lying on our backs. So we're going to begin with a pelvic tilt. Sometimes it's helpful just to place the fingertips on the top of the pelvis. As you breathe in, the top of the pelvis is going to lift slightly. And as you breathe out, it's going to move down, and you're going to feel the back of the pelvis pressing down into the mat, and the tailbone just moving away and even lifting slightly. So inhale and exhale. We're just feeling this tilting movement, this rocking movement of the pelvis, because it's helpful for releasing the lower back, and also just checking in with the sacroiliac joint, either side of the two halves of the pelvis. But what we want to do now on the next exhale is engage that pelvic tilt, push the tailbone away, and now hold the lower back flat on the floor. And from here, we're going to, with the feet hip width apart, we're going to breathe in, lift the hips up into the air, and then exhale, curl the spine back down onto the mat. So this is a great one to just listen to your body and work at your own level. So you can do a little lift of the pelvis, and then long exhale and roll down the spine. or you can keep raising the pelvis a little bit higher each time until you almost feel like you are resting on the feet and the shoulders, and almost the whole of the back is lifted off the mat. We started with the pelvic tilts just to engage that little bit of stability in the lower abdomen, because you don't want the tummy to balloon upwards towards the ceiling. It stays flat, and it's the chest and the ribs that are lifting up. So you can either do one more of those dynamically, but if you have the strength and the ability to just hold this position, this is a very good position for developing spinal support. It's a little bit of back bend as well, but if you're holding the position with the hips lifted, you can just almost use your fingertips to notice that everything is engaged all around the normally soft tissues of the abdomen. So there's a lot of muscle work here, creating this corset of support for your lower back and for your posture. On an exhale, long exhale and pause, roll the spine down and draw the knees in and take a little rock from side to side. So we're going to come onto all fours, and I'm going to add in one practice we haven't done so far on this course. And it's actually going to be helpful if you do have your chair handy. You don't absolutely need it, but if you've got your chair handy and you just have the seat facing towards you like this, it enables us to do something quite clever with the lunge in a moment. But we're going to start with the cat. So you can do the cat like this and use the chair. Exhale, inhale, or you can do it in the way you're used to with the hands on the mat. Just raising the hands a little bit gives you exactly the same spinal movement, but takes the weight off the wrists and the shoulders. So if you don't want to re-tense the shoulders, or you have any shoulder or wrist issues, hands on the chair is a really good option. Okay, and then what we'll do now is just take the forearms onto the chair. I'll show you the floor option for those who are not using a chair in a second. Palms are flat, and then as you breathe in, you're going to engage the back muscles and just lift the elbows, and exhale, lower. And when you've done that 3 times, you're going to hold the elbows in the lifted position, but you're not really using the hands here to push the spine away. It's the strength up here that is doing it. If any of you are working from the floor, this is the one where the hands are a little way away from the body, and you're breathing in, coming up, and breathing out, lowering. And after 3 of those, you're holding this position. Again, very, very little movement or pushing with the hands. It's all done with the back muscles. It is back strengthening. Probably just coming to the end of that. So if you've been using the chair, you're just going to take a moment's rest. Sit the hips back towards the heels, or if you're on the mat, same position. Just notice how your spine is, notice how the shoulders feel. And then we're going to use the chair to do the lunge. So the great advantage of doing the lunge here is that we don't have to take any weight through the knee joints. Now, some of you may be doing this lunge on the floor, and you can do it as long as you pad the knee. But the knees are just really, really badly designed for supporting the body's weight. So this is actually a much more preferable way of doing a lunge. So whichever position you're in, just feel as if you've got this angle in the back leg and you haven't turned the back foot out. So the back foot is kind of just about that much turned out. And you'll know you're in the right position if you've got the stretch going on through the calf and the Achilles and the front of the thigh of the back leg. And then the right knee is just stacked over the ankle or just behind it. And as you sink the weight forward, you use the hands on the knee just to keep the spine upright, and you're getting some fantastic lengthening going on here to address the shortenings that we all get from sitting around far too much in chairs. And then just moving away from the chair and changing legs, and then coming into the same lunge on the other side. And you know, if you are doing a lot of sitting around in chairs, just get up off the chair, turn around and put your feet on it, and you know, do that 2 or 3 times a day would be really helpful for your body to stop the shortening of the hip flexors, which is so endemic in lots of people. That's great. And then coming off the mat, giving the legs a shake, and we're up to standing now. I'm just going to let the arms hang, give the shoulders a shrug, feet are hip width apart. I'm just going to take my socks off for this next bit. So there will be a little bit of lifting the heels and the toes, a little bit of balancing. So if your feet aren't able to grip, or you've got socks on a smooth floor, just think about taking them off. So breathing in, we're going to turn the palms out, roll these shoulders back and down, long inhale, sweep the arms up and palms together, and then exhale down through the center of the body, rolling the shoulders back. So what we're doing here, exaggerating more than we normally do, you could just turn the palms out and take the arms out. If you'd feel that, you just turn the palms from the elbows and take the arms out, the shoulders come up with you. If you roll these shoulders back, if you rotate them outwards, so it feels like the shoulders turn the palms out and then take the arms up, there's so much more space, so much more freedom in the shoulders. Long exhale, pause, last one. Inhale. Exhale. So let's keep that sense in the shoulders. This time we're going to lift the toes as we sweep the arms up, and exhale, relax the toes down as the hands come down. Exhale, pause, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the toes again. Exhale. And then roll the shoulders back, float the heels, reach up. Exhale, down. And last one, again, heels just lifting slightly on the inhale. And exhale. So we'll do 2 rounds of sun salutations only, and then I want to do the warrior 1 and warrior 2 tree balance, and then we'll be done. So for the sun salutations, beginning with the hands in front of the heart, and then breathing in, sweeping the arms up, and then breathing out, bending the knees and taking the arms out to the side and bringing the hands onto the thighs and bringing the spine level with the floor. Inhale, flatten the back. If you've got the strength, use your back muscles to lift the arms off the thighs. And then exhale, you can go a little bit deeper into the forward bend now. Some of you might want to hang the hands down or keep the hands there. Breathing in, bend the knees, flatten the back, sweep the arms around to the side and up. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, take the palms up, and exhale, sway to your right. Inhale up to center, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sway to the other side. Inhale, reach up, and long exhale, and pause back to center. So we'll do one more round. Breathing in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take the arms out to the side, forward fold, forearms onto bent thighs. Inhale, flatten the back, lift the elbows off the thighs if you can. Exhale, folding forwards, lift the sit bones, straighten the legs, take that stretch into the legs. Long exhale, pause. Bend the knees, flatten the back, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, send the hands up. Exhale, sway to the right. Long exhale, pause. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, sway to the other side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. And then release the hands down. Move the shoulders, move the legs. So we're going to do our warrior one now. If you feel at all like you're going to need a bit of support for balance, you can always have the chair ready. We're going to have that ready there for the balance pose anyway, but you're probably going to be fine with warrior one. Well, I'll take you into this with me standing sideways on first of all. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. As usual, we've got the feet hip width apart and there's hardly any turn out of the back foot. The right leg is straight and the palms are together in front of the heart. Breathing in, just a slight bend in the right knee, draw the hands back until the palms are facing forwards. This is all about creating that sense of release in the shoulders and lifting of the upper chest. As you exhale, straighten the right leg, bring the palms together. So just a few more times on this right side. Inhale. Exhale. Focusing now just on the shoulders. Inhale, draw them back and down. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release the hands, release the legs, and then moving onto the other side. Left leg forward, right leg back, feet hip width apart, left leg straight, palms together, and begin breathing in. Open the heart, release the shoulders. Long exhale, pause. Open the heart, release the shoulders. Exhale, pause. 2 more times. And at the end of that second one, releasing again. And then standing with the feet wide apart along the long edge of your mat. Got the chair there if you need it. You're going to just start with the hands on the hips. You're going to make sure this left foot and left leg are nice and neutral, so toes facing forwards. Then we're going to bend the right knee, just turn the right foot out round about 70 degrees and not 90 degrees. Let the right knee bend and just make sure the knee as it bends is tracking the center of the foot. You'll have to have a quick look to check that. Straightening that right leg, bring the palms together, gaze is forward. Breathing in, you're going to bend that right knee, extend the arms and look along the right arm. Exhaling, straighten the leg, bring the palms together, turn the head to center. Inhale, moving into the warrior two. Exhale to center. Just moving with your own breath now. Inhale, trying to extend the arms in a way that doesn't let the shoulders rise up, keep them down. Release. Inhale, arms floating out. And effortlessly coming back to center. Last one. Turn the right foot in, make this right leg neutral now, toes facing forward. Turn the left foot out 70 to 80 degrees, check the lunge, knee is tracking toes, everything feels good, not going too deep. Straighten the leg, palms together, and inhale, extending the arms, lunging the left leg, turning the head, keeping the shoulders down, long exhale. Go with your breath. Let this really express itself as meditation and movement. Can you soften those shoulders even more, find even more space in them? And one more. And then turn the left foot in, step or heel and toe together, give the arms and legs a little shake. And then relax the arms away from the body. Breathing in, just bending the right knee, lifting the right heel. So you're on the whole of the left foot, just the toes of the right. Breathing in, take the arms out. Breathing out, lower the arms. If you're able to, you're going to lift that right leg with the inhale and lower it on the exhale. Just going to work right leg to begin with, because only if you're finding this very easy, on the next inhale, just going to have a go at holding that breath balance for 3 breaths. And at the end of the 3rd out breath, releasing down. If you found that tricky, held balances are always much more challenging. Just continue with the breath and movement balance, that's absolutely fine. So now we're just lifting the heel of the left foot, taking the arms out, exhale, lower, and then remember you can keep the foot on the floor or you can raise and lower it. If you're raising the foot, we're going to do 3, and then optionally move into holding the balance for 3 breaths. And exhale, release, give the shoulders a shrug, give the arms a little shake. And now it's time to come into our short inversion, resting the legs on the chair, blanket under the head. If you have a yoga block, place it under the hips. And allowing yourself to become very comfortable in this position. And if you wish to remain in that position as we move into the relaxation, feel free to do that. Or you can take the feet off the chair in a moment or two. So we usually do around about 10 breaths in whatever inverted posture we choose. So take your time, take another 4 or 5 breaths in whichever pose you've chosen. And now we're going to move into relaxation. So either staying where you are or coming down completely onto the mat with the legs straight or the knees bent. Any position is allowed where you feel comfortable. Keeping the eyes closed, but if you prefer not to close the eyes, then just having a soft gaze up towards the ceiling. We're not going to do a breath practice during the relaxation. We're just going to let our breath fall into its own natural rhythm. And we're going to focus our attention on space in the body, and particularly space in the shoulders. So any final adjustments, maybe just drawing the shoulders, wriggling them down the back a little bit, feeling that the whole of the shoulder blade is releasing down onto the mat behind you. And if any discomfort arises, just make an adjustment, that's fine. So bring your awareness to the whole of the right leg and imagine space and softness in the whole of the right leg. And as you exhale, allow the right leg to relax. Inhale, whole of the right leg. Exhale, space, softness, relax. Awareness to the whole of the left leg. Inhale and exhale. Allow the whole of the left leg to feel soft, spacious, and relaxed. Inhale, whole of the left leg. Exhale, space, relax. Awareness to the hips and the lower back. Inhale and exhale. Allow the pelvis, allow the lower back to feel soft and spacious and relaxed. Inhale, hips and lower back. Exhale, space and softness. Inhale, awareness to the chest. Feel the rib cage lift slightly as you do a slightly deeper breath. And exhale, allow the chest to feel soft, spacious, and relaxed. Inhale, chest. Exhale, space and softness. Bring your awareness to the right arm, whole of the right arm. Inhale and exhale. Let the right arm relax into softness and space. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, relax and space. Awareness to the whole of the left arm. Inhale. Exhale, the left arm is soft, spacious and relaxed. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, relax. Awareness to the right shoulder. Imagine the shoulder blade at the back of your body, sitting closely against the back ribs, releasing down away from the ear and sinking down towards the ground, towards the mat behind you. Inhale into the right shoulder. Exhale, space, relax. Inhale, right shoulder. Exhale, space, relax. Just notice the sensations in both shoulders. And take your awareness to the left shoulder. Imagine the left shoulder sitting snugly against the back ribs, releasing back towards the earth, down away from the ears. Inhale into the whole of the left shoulder. Exhale, space, relax. Inhale, left shoulder. Exhale, space, relax. Awareness to the neck, the head and the face. Inhale. Exhale, softness, space, relax. Neck, head and face. Inhale. Exhale, space, relax. Bring the whole of your body into your awareness. Inhale into the whole of your body and exhale, space, softness, relax. Inhale, whole of the body. Exhale, space, relax. Inhale, whole of the body. Exhale, relax. And now let your breath deepen. Move the fingers, wriggle the toes. Gently stretch your arms and your legs in any way that feels good. And when you're ready, if your legs are straight, bend the knees, roll onto your side, and make your way back up to sitting, either sitting on the floor or sitting on your chair. And once you're sitting up, just take a final little rotation of the shoulders. Just notice how they feel. Make a little resolution to try and spend the next week of your practice constantly focusing on drawing the shoulders back, releasing them down. And if you're just in your everyday life and you notice them creeping up and forward, just take a breath in, let them go. The more you can get into that habit, the better you'll feel. Thank you very much.